Good evening. There's getting ready for our new moon video, and we are having a new moon soon. It's on July 2nd. We will have a new moon coming up, and we're going to review why is a new moon so important, as I believe our harpazo is coming on it. I hope this is recording in the direction I am holding my camera. There's a lovely picture of the beach this morning, all the seaweed. Oh my goodness, all the seaweed. I don't know how the baby turtles are supposed to get over the seaweed, but I don't know. We have two ways to look at a new moon, a blessing or a cursing. Generally, a new moon, you'll see here in the screenshots of scripture relating to new moon, generally the new moon is positive. It's supposed to be meant as a feast day, monthly, in celebration of Yahweh, with a special twist. It is the one day a month geared towards women leading the celebration. The new moon is given to Miriam and the ladies for not worshiping the golden calf at Mount Sinai. It was only the males that participated in all that meltdown. The women did not melt down. So every month there's a new moon allowance for celebration and thanksgiving to Yahweh. But it's easy to have it get flipped on us, though. If we're not careful, if we don't follow these rules that we're supposed to follow, then naturally we upset Yahweh. And there's several scriptures where it didn't really hit me until recently, figuratively, that Yahweh allows King Jesus to beat wicked servants. So once we're in the kingdom of heaven, terrific. Okay, we're not lost to Satan and locked away in hell anymore, but then we become servants of King Jesus, and how good a servant have we behave like? He's allowed to whip us into shape. New moons are supposed to be special to serve Yahweh. They're supposed to be fabulous and fantastic. But sometimes, even though with our best intentions and we bring things not required, but because we desire even to please God, we can still miss the mark so easily. And what happens when we miss the mark? Then the new moon becomes a bad thing, and that's when God can strike us. So a good thing can happen on a new moon, or a bad thing can happen on a new moon. That's what I'm trying to show in this video. Real quick, a few screenshots, that's about it. And a new moon can be a good thing or a bad thing. And I wonder if we're going to have a disaster here in America because of our political situation right now. Are we heading towards a new moon that's going to crush us? Is there judgment coming on America because of the backdoor dealings that our top government officials do? Just because it looks pretty on the outside doesn't mean it's good for you on the inside. So our diplomats and whatnot going to these foreign countries and looking like they're making peace deals, well, you know what the book of Revelation says. Once they strike a peace deal, look out for sudden destruction. So just because it's candy-coated on the surface and looks pretty doesn't mean it's long-term good for us. Our politicians are not making decisions for a long-term arc. They are making decisions for short-term profit. And that never, never, never helps us in the big picture. We always get in trouble when that happens. And that's what I think is happening, that a new moon disaster is coming. So watch the news is all I'm cautioning. I'm not trying to be too doom and gloom. But I don't think we're heading in a good direction right now. So I think a new moon coming to us is not going to be fantastic for us. There's one scripture here I want to caution. Now, let's see, where is it? It brings up how people who have visions from God shouldn't always tell them. Like, if you hear from God, don't always share it. Here, let's change this up so it's a larger picture. The same people here in Colossians chapter 2, verse 18, that develop your relationship with Christ. Never mind the rules and regulations and rituals of any kind of church denomination whatsoever. Yes, find a fellowship, get some friends, discuss Jesus in a friendly manner, maybe start a home church for yourself or something. But the thing is, it's a relationship with Christ, not any kind of a temple service that's going to serve you long term. You want in the kingdom of heaven or get booted out of the kingdom of heaven, and it's all in your relationship with King Jesus. So here, verse 18, those same people pretend to be humble, and they love to worship the messengers. That's all angel means, is messenger. It's messenger. Don't worship the messengers, the saints. I was in an Orthodox church recently for services, and icons all over the place. You're worshiping the messengers. Don't do that. Do not let them convince you to do the same. If you do, you will lose what Christ has promised you. These people are always talking about visions they say God has made them see. They boast about these things because they think like people everywhere think, who do not honor God. I stopped sharing my visions, and I take them internally now, and I'm duking it out without telling people most of what I experienced. And it's because of this. Who cares what I've experienced? Honestly, that's between me and Christ is how I have it at this point. Unless something big information bit I get and I am specifically told to share, I'm keeping my experiences to myself now. It's my training, not your training. I'll share what I've learned. We'll go over things like this regularly, but there's a lot of YouTube channels where all they're spilling is their visions, their visions, their visions. You know what? Army of one, you're bragging about your personal training. Pick and choose which stories you tell us to share. I don't mean stories in a negative way. I mean you're relating your descriptions of your experiences. Terrific. Learn to hold some back. We don't need to know everything you're going through. Okay. When God reveals Christ to everyone on earth in his shining light, then he will also reveal you in that same light, because Christ makes you alive. Christ makes you alive. He'll reveal himself when he comes, firstly, to remove the bride of Christ. That's the medevac coming up, the harpazo. That's a positive thing on a new moon. But then the negative thing on the new moon, the Great Tribulation has to start, the Battle of Armageddon has to happen, and it'll be cyclical timing. Things happen on these feast days, or centered around these feast days, and centered around worship days in general. God is operating on his timing, and his timing is done by these feasts. His calendar is there for us, you know? So let's make use of it. Let's make use of it and keep our eyes open just to watch and tackle the news. The news is crazy, and it's only going to get even weirder. And then we have the election coming up. Things are going to get nutty because of that. Oh my goodness. It's going to get crazy here. I'm probably going to vote early again. I almost every time vote early because I don't want to deal with the chaos on election day. So we have that coming up. I recommend you also vote early. Get it out of the way. Do it in person though, not the mail-in. Mail-ins seem to have too much of a problem. So study your candidates and pick a side. Whoever you want. Yeshua will fix it up regardless. Things are going to happen that he wants, no matter who we think will fulfill it, no matter who we throw a dart at and try to label as such and such. let's not worry about it all too much. Things are coming down the pike. Book of Revelation will eventually happen for real. I'm guessing our lifetime right now, we're seeing some things unfold that are pertinent. But time will tell, and we'll just see what really happens in real time. So, no worries. All right, y'all. Let me find, where is this? All right. See you next time. Bye. Thanks.